What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. So this figure just came out recently. I was able to pick this up from Target, but you can get this from really any retailer, even my channel partner Toy Dojo. I am waiting on my shipment of Studio Series figures from them, and we'll take a look at all of them. But in the meanwhile, I got this guy, so I figured let's take a look at him. And he is really cool looking. Let's take a quick 360 on this guy. Got some nice colors and nice detail from the 86 movie. Pretty clean backpack overall. And he looks good. I will put up an image of the 86 movie Hot Rod over there. But all in all, you got some really nice detail. Let's get in a little bit closer. You can see that face sculpt. And it's got that gray paint with the blue eyes, which is nice. You have the tampoed or painted flame with the Autobot logo. You got the orange paint here. This is all just colored plastic all the way down to the feet, but they got that classic grayish blue color or purple color. The back, you have the car parts. Some people are bothered by the yellow. I know T-Man doesn't really like that yellow joint pieces. I don't really mind that. It sort of blends in for me, but this stands out to me is these red parts on the back of the legs. I kind of wish they were the same color here, but because they become parts of the car, they have to be that color. Either way, this looks really nice. And then you got the classic yellow spoiler. But one of the best things about it is all the accessories you get. There's one accessory that's in the box that I don't normally, care about the box, but you get this little stage. It's kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't use it, but some people might display it like this. So this is the internals of Unicron, and that looks kind of neat. I mean, it would look a little weird on a shelf, a little cardboard box there, but if you display all your Studio Series figures with these, then maybe it would make sense and it would look cool. But nice that they included that little stage for you. Other than that, we get a whole bunch of other accessories that are really cool. You get these guns. So these guns are the classic sculpt for Hot Rod, and they look really nice. They're painted in the silver, and those just fit right into the hands. And I think those look really good. You also get a blast effects, and these blast effects are basically translucent blue. They've got two slots or holes in the back. And you can use this multiple different ways. So you can take those guns out and you can put them on the blasters on his arm or the exhaust in the vehicle mode. And then he can be blasting some guys out of the sky like he did in the movie. That looks really good. You can also take the blast effects, and I have a second one here. This also has two holes, but you can put it on the gun itself. So you can either be blasting out of his arm cannons, or you can use the guns. In the movie, he didn't really use the guns, but it's nice that they included it. I'm glad you're getting all these accessories. Another accessory you get is this blade, the saw blade. It does spin, not freely, but it does spin. You have this gray color. It looks really nice, or silver color, and it's got that effect, so it looks like it's actually spinning. So you can take this out of his hand and open up the hand, and to reveal there is a peg on the other side of this hand. And you can attach the saw blade to that hand. It is very tight, but you can get that on there. And that looks good. He can be sawing up some Sharkticons or whatever. There is Hot Rod battling a Alicon. I just thought that was cool. He can use this to really battle anybody, but this is a nice scene to be able to recreate, although I think it was with Sharkticon and not an Alicon. But there you go. One more accessory you get with this guy is hidden away in the hand, so go ahead and open up these hands and flip out this hand, and instead of that peg, you've got the welding unit that he used to fix Cup. So he can be welding Cup. When we get that Studio Series Cup, that'll be kind of cool. You can actually fix him up. And the last accessory you get, you can see I already have him ready to receive it, is this matrix and effect part. So the matrix is painted the silver with the traditional copper and then the translucent blue. And then you get this blue effect part that kind of lets you relive that scene where he opens up the matrix. And of course, they've given him enough articulation so he can actually hold this matrix. There he is, holding up the matrix and taking care of business with Unicron. So all in all, a lot of accessories included here. They really gave you a value for that $30. And there he is with the Netflix Optimus Prime and the Alicon also from the movie, but he looks like a deluxe. So he fits in really well with the Earthrise line. In fact, you could just have him as part of your Earthrise line because he fits in perfectly with the deluxe scale, even though he's a Voyager. And for another comparison, there he is with some Masterpiece Hot Rods. This is the Fans Toys, and this is the Takara Tomy, and he looks really good, but just too small. So if anyone was thinking of using this as a Masterpiece, clearly it's not going to fit or scale, but it does look really good. So let's take a look at Hot Rod's articulation, which is pretty well done. You have the head on a ball joint, so it goes down to there, up to there, rotates all the way around, and he does get a little bit of side-to-side movement. Of course, you can open this up to reveal the visor, which is actually really good if you're having him use his arm blasters to blast some Decepticons. He looks good with that visor, and it matches very well with these weapon effects. Speaking of, the shoulders do rotate up on this butterfly joint. Unfortunately, you can't really get it past here until you get it above the chest, and then you can sweep across. But down here it does kind of hinder. You do get it up to there on that joint. It does kind of click into place down here. So if you wanted it somewhere in the middle, unfortunately you can't do that because it's going to go either all the way down or up to there. You have a single jointed elbow, gets you up to there, really nice articulation, and then you have a rotation at the elbow. You have a rotation at the wrist, single pin for the hands, lets you open up the hands. Rotation at the waist, no ab crunch. Legs go up to there, back to there, a little bit hindered, hits that bottom piece here with since the hip skirts rotate with the leg. And then out to there, all in friction. You have a double jointed knee, it's very nice and tight. You do have that yellow joint there, I don't mind it. But you get the full bend there. You get ankle tilt that way, not much the other way, and then an ankle pivot up and down. So all in all, pretty good articulation. I think they thought through, as much as they could pack into this character. Oh, and sorry, thigh rotation here. I forgot to mention that. So that's really it for the robot mode. Let's get him transformed into his vehicle mode. And it is somewhat more of a complex transformation compared to the typical deluxe, but not too difficult. So let's start off with the backpack. So go ahead and pull this away. Typically it's tabbed in here, but it was a little loose. So go ahead and pull that away, rotate this around, and then just leave that there for now. And that'll allow you to open up this part of the backpack. That's just tabbed in back here into the back of the orange part of his chest. Fold this out. Take the head, rotate that around. Fold that in and down. Next, we're going to take this panel, open that up. Take the entire thing, swing it around, and leave that down like that. So you can see that's going to make the car. On the legs, come down to here. So you can actually close this up again and just leave this up, and then give you a little bit of room to work. Come down here and open up these panels and unfurl all of this. So there's actually two things to unfurl. So first one and then the second one, and that should actually click in. So make sure you go all the way until it clicks. Same on this side, unfurl and then unfurl again until it clicks. Fold the foot in on both sides, and now you can fold this up, and then after you fold it, put it down, and there's a tab right there, and snap that in. Same on this side, fold this up, and then snap that in. And then rotate at the waist so you have the red part on the bottom. And then leave those legs there because we're going to work with this to get it tabbed in. So you can see there is 2 tabs are here and here. They're going to fit right into the sides of these legs. And then this is going to cover down. So we're going to get all that in and pegged in. Let's go ahead and close this up and get those pegged into the sides of the legs. And these yellow tabs on the bottom of the spoiler are just going to sit on top of the back of the legs. All right, so get those tabbed in just like that. Should have it nice and smooth. Now we can focus on the front. So come to the front. We're going to open up these panels and fold them down onto the hands like that. And then take these, and again, you may need to hold the shoulder. Mine were really tight when I first got it, so I had to hold that shoulder so the whole thing didn't shift. But fold that to the back, and you can see where this is going to fit in. There's a tab right here. So get that plugged into that tab. And then there's the arm, and then once you do that, you can peg in the exhaust ports there. Right. Now, same thing on this side. Go ahead and rotate the arm. Take this panel before you do that. Rotate that and have that cover the hand. Then rotate that back, and same thing, have that tabbed in, and then peg in the exhausts. And the final step, go ahead and take these, fold them out, get them pegged into the arms. There's a little tab there. And then close up this piece here, and that's just going to tab in pretty securely into the top there. One thing I forgot to mention is you do want to peg this chest in to the yellow piece there so it's nice and flat. And there you have Hot Rod all transformed up into his vehicle mode. Very nice looking vehicle mode. The same paint kind of shows up, and he really does look like Hot Rod from the movie. You do have a little bit of kibble back here. Oh, I think this tab came out. Let's put that back in. You have a little bit of kibble from the legs, but overall pretty clean, pretty nice looking. I'm very impressed with what they're able to do with this figure, which is ultimately a deluxe in my mind. You can use the accessories in this mode. It does roll, by the way, very smoothly. You can take these, and if you wanted to, you can get them plugged in here for that effect. Like so. You can also take the guns, and the guns have a little tab here that can go in the slot on the top of the roof. Like this. And then you can also take the axe, or the saw, and there are 2 slots there. They're going to tab into the top of these guns, which is interesting that they thought about that, because they wanted to have storage for everything. So you can literally store everything. The only thing you can't store is this matrix. I haven't really found a spot for it. You can kind of stick it up here or whatever. You can take this off, and you can actually put this on top of here. And now you've got full storage for everything if you want to. You can also take these guns if you don't like them to be there. Oops. You can take them and you can put them here on the front of the engine. Although my personal preference is to have them back here. But nice to have options. They give you lots of display pieces here. It really does look nice. If you prefer, you can also put these here and have them displayed on the guns. It's a very nice vehicle mode. The only thing that you can't store is this matrix. I found that it doesn't really fit anywhere. I thought maybe it, tucked in or something like that, but there isn't a spot for it, so you can just set that aside. And there's Hot Rod with the Earthrise runabout, and pretty much the same size. That's what I was talking about. It does fit in very well with the Earthrise line. The carbots are pretty much the same, and so you can display this however you wish, but for me, if I was displaying these, I'd put them with my Earthrise stuff. So final thoughts on Hot Rod. I think they did a really nice job on the accessories and the look of this guy. Both modes look good. The transformation's kind of fun, intuitive. The only issue I would complain about is the shoulders are a little bit tight, and sometimes when you're moving them, I've had these pegs get knocked off because it's so tight that the mushroom pegs come off. But other than that, I mean, this is a very well done hot rod, I would say probably the best we've seen out of this character in any iteration or any version. I think it's just a really well done. Even the Masterpiece, I think this surpasses the Masterpiece. Now, it's not Masterpiece scale, so you're not going to have it stand in as your Masterpiece, but it really does look good. In fact, I don't even need that stand. He can hold this pose on his own. And definitely recommend it if you can find these guys, Studio Series, and you're looking for a deluxe size or scale to fit in with your Earthrise. This is a perfect figure and a perfect line for that. So that's really it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.